Hey guys, this is SoulRack333 with another review of sorts. And here I have the Masters of the Universe Masterverse Ram Men. And I think I reviewed him before, but there's a reason I'm showing him now. And here's the first one that I got many months ago. And then this one my wife just got me a couple weeks ago on clearance. I told her I wanted another one, and she got it for like $9, and well worth that price. And I'm gonna customize one of these, and I think this one is gonna be the armored up one. This one will remain as is. Yeah, he's gonna have the double axe and everything, so it's gonna look cool. Now, this one, I like how he looks, but I've always felt that his face, as good as it looks, you know, I don't know. He has kind of a kind face, which is, you know, he's a nice guy. But if you look at this head, even though it's covered up, it seems like his eyes look more intense, like maybe he's a little bit more angry. And I've always wondered what's underneath the mask here. And now that I have this second one, I was actually able to remove it. And it took a lot of work, man, a lot of hot water to soften this plastic, and just I used a tool to kind of pry this off very carefully. It turned out it's a lot of glue holding it together. I think I even tore a little bit of the plastic here and here, but I think it's fine because now it looks like it's just battle damaged. But yeah, man, by the time I was done, my thumbs were, you know, sore. You know, he just has a neutral face, but, you know, but when you see this one, he looks more intense. And so, good thing I got another one for $9 and was able to remove it. And this one's actually more difficult to remove, because at least with this one you can try to open this up a little bit. This one, there's just nothing, so I kind of had to be a little bit more heavy-handed on this. Whew. But it worked, and luckily there wasn't a lot of glue on this one. But here's what I noticed. The inside of each helmet is molded differently. So this helmet is designed to go with this head. And same goes with that. So to make it work, I needed to cut this middle piece out so that it would fit underneath this helmet. And yeah, I think that makes a big difference. So I think that he looks pissed, and that's what I want for this Ram Man. So when I'm done, what's cool is I'll have two versions here, and it's subtle, but this one, he looks really pissed. So I might have to cut a little bit more and then glue it just right. I think that looks really cool. As for this one, if I want this to fit here, I had to cut this notch right there so that it would fit in this helmet. But I don't want to cover up his face, so I'm gonna keep this like that as kind of a spare helmet. And with this head, I was actually able to remove this one, and that's kind of a nightmare. He's sculpted with no eyes. And I cut out the goggles so that we could actually see his face. So that notch actually fits this helmet better, and I actually don't mind the kind face on this helmet. So he'll have goggles and no goggles. So all I got to do is glue this head into this helmet, glue this head onto this helmet, and then I got options, which is pretty cool. This one will remain as is. Same goes with this one. And then this will stay like that too. Now, I also have another idea here. Since I have multiple Ram men, kind of want to make a bad guy Ram man. I don't know who this is. I think it's one of the more recent Build-A-Figures. Came with Nick Fury, I think, or no, it came with it came with this Thor. So pegs on there, kind of loose, but I think that looks kind of cool. I don't know, just an idea. But the other thing I did, now that I have 3 of these guys, I wanted to do an experiment. I wanted to see what's under those pants. And here they are. You know, it's like a gummy, rubbery plastic. But what made this annoying is it was very difficult to tell what kind of joints were under the pants. And it's regular double knee joints. But it was very hard to bend. And you couldn't quite tell if you were bending both joints or one. And it's very stiff. So, and a lot of times you would probably bend one and not the other. So you would wind up with a lower knee bend or the upper knee bend. And very rarely would you get both knee bends. So it wasn't consistent, and since it's covered up, you couldn't quite tell what was being articulated. So I used hot water and softened it, and I would, these pop off like normal. And then this, it's glued, so you kind of have to pry it off carefully. And they're also specific. This is the left leg, and this is the right leg. This has like 3 notches. This has 2 notches. And it's specific to each boot. This has a very wide hole there, and this has a smaller one. So it's very specific. So that's helpful. That way you know how to reattach it. I'm going to try to loosen up this knee joint again, but I already did it with this guy here, and I'm able to get like full knee bends, like right there. That's what it would look like. This one is starting to fight me again. Ooh, there you go. So both the knee joints are bent fully. It makes it look weird, but you can have them squat a little bit more. That ramming position. This one, I didn't do anything to it yet, so it looks like this one's bending at the top joint but not the bottom one. And this one, see, this one's bending at the bottom one, so it's an uneven knee bend. So now that I know I can correct that, I'm going to try it again with this one. This one is fixed. Yeah. And it's standing upright. Yeah, that's awesome. And I think what I'm going to do is put a little shock grease to make this a lot easier to bend. Once I reattach these, this will probably stiffen it back up a little bit so it's not loose with the shock grease. Then it'll just go back together like that. I'll glue these back into place. And there you go. So I'm also tempted to do a full-on leg swap, but I don't know with who. You know, pop these off and like He-Man legs or something. Make them taller. Or give them skinny legs. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff happening here with Ram Man. I guess I can say this one has been fully modded. You know, and then I'll work on this one some more, and then do that one last. Then one of these will be customized, like painted, not painted, but you know, give it a wash or whatever. The other one, like this one for example, I will leave it as is, but maybe give it the better heads. Figure out what to do with this. Maybe I could turn him into a Triclops, an unmasked Triclops. And then this one, you know, maybe I'll turn him into the bad, evil Ram Man. Maybe I'll give him the longer legs, or I might use him for kibble. I want to see maybe if I can take these arms off and use them in the Origins Ram Man. That way he has muscly arms instead of fat arms. So we'll see. But yeah, I definitely wanted to show off what I was doing with the Ram Man's heads and the knee joints. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys.